Let's take a look at our chart one more time. There are only 9 answers in the single-digit numbers. We need digits 1 through 9 for that. In the tens, teens, we have these answers. In the 20s, there are also 6 answers to learn. The 30s, however, have only 4 answers to be committed to memory. 40s have 5 answers to learn. But then the chart drops way off. The 50s decade only has 2 answers to be committed to memory. The 60s decade has only 2 answers. And the 70s and the 80s have only 1 number that your child will have to know. Your child at this point is well on his or her way to learning all of the combinations. We have learned the doubles. We've learned the 9's line of answers, the 2's, the 5's, and so far your child has had 1 choice. I believe it was the 7's. So that's learned. But each time your child learns one of the lines, he or she has incorporated some of the combinations in the lines yet to learn. One of the perks of learning the different lines of numbers is that some of the numbers from one of the lines is shared in the other. Remember, we talked about how multiplication could be viewed from either side. We could flip the terms, the commutative property of multiplication. So initially when we learned 9 times 4 was 36, 36 appears in the 9's line. And we learned the 9's way back when. Now that we're on the 4's, the combination of 4 and 9 is also represented in the 4's chart. Here's the number 36 is the answer in the 4's line. So basically, when we were learning the 9's line, your child was painlessly learning one of the answers to the 4's. So we've got the reverse has happened now as we've studied the doubles, as we've studied the 9's, the 5's, the 2's, and the 7's. So in the 4's line, your child has some understanding of some of these numbers because they're repeated. They were in the other lines to begin with. The familiarity with some of the answers in the 4's line that happened through osmosis with the other lines translates this way. There are 9 answers in the 4's, but your child already knows a good deal of them. Initially, we did doubles, so your child is familiar with 4 times 4. In the 9's line, 36 was an answer. The 2's, when we learn the 2's line, 2 times 4 is 8. The 5's line was 20. And recently, your child chose a 7, the 7's line, and 7 times 4 was 28. So 4 times 7 is also 28. So there are only 4 more answers to learn, not 9. And this one is a simple, easy one. Anything times 1 is that other number. So kids pick that up. So now we've got 3 answers that actually need to be learned. And as we get into the other choices with the other lines, it'll dwindle to only 2 answers that need to be learned. And finally, in the last line that the child chooses, there really is only 1 new addition to the line of choice.